Greetings viewers and subscribers. So in our journey today, we are continuing where we left off yesterday. We are traveling on the north coast. We are heading towards St. Mary. We are still in the parish of St. James. We have slowed down the video so you can enjoy the scenery. Sit back, relax and drive with me. Now, Prime Minister Andrew Holness, he has declared a state of public emergency. He has declared this state of public emergency in 7 police divisions. 3 of these police divisions are in Western Jamaica. They are St. James, Hanover, and Westmoreland. The declaration is in response to the rampant criminality, to include murders and shootings across the 7 police divisions. At this time, there is no place for skepticism. In no sense we come here and say, this is not gonna work or anything like that. Because based on what was happening, something has to be done. The government has put this in place. Let's hope that it works. Now in today's news, we have a whole heap of stories for you today. We carried some stories yesterday where 4 persons were taken out in Savanna-la-mar. Another one was taken out also in Savanna-la-mar yesterday morning. Stand by for that. I am imploring you to listen all of the stories. All of them are intriguing and interesting. First up, we are learning that the decomposing body of a man named Mr Octavius Drummond. He was 69 years old and he lived at Carlton District in the Maroon Town area in the parish of St. James. Mr. Drummond, his decomposing body was found at his home yesterday, Sunday, November 14th, 2021, some minutes to 3 p.m. Our information is that Mr. Drummond, he lived alone. We are learning that yesterday, residents of the area, they smelled a foul odor coming from the house where Mr. Drummond lived. As a result, they went to investigate where they saw Mr. Drummond. The police were called in, and on the arrival of the police saw the decomposing body of Mr. Drummond. He was taken to the Cornwall Regional Hospital where he was officially pronounced DEAD. I have to emphasize officially because like we have always been telling you on this channel, even if the police suspect that somebody has passed away, only a medical doctor can officially pronounce that person that way. We are also learning that no foul play is suspected in the discovery of Mr. Drummond's body, but a post-mortem examination will be done to ascertain whether or not Mr. Drummond, he died of natural or unnatural cause. If there's any new development in this case, we'll be updating this story. So Mr. Drummond, he was 69 years old. In this next case, this man, he is 77 years old. He's popularly known as Grandfather. He operates a shop at Cambridge in the parish of St. James. On Saturday, November 13th, 2021, close to 12 midday, Grandfather, he was inside of his shop when our information is that a lone man entered this shop. It is said that this man, he brandished a gun and opened gunfire at Grandfather. Grandfather, he was hit in his face. The hoodlum, he then made good his escape on foot in the area. Grandfather was rushed to a nearby hospital where, luckily, he was admitted in a serious condition. I said luckily because he was not pronounced. At the time of recording this video, our information is that Grandfather, he was still alive. And we are hoping that Grandfather stays alive because it is likely that he knows who his attacker is. Grandfather is 77 years old, and this man, Just go in there and squeeze it on him. I tell you, no respect for either elder or children. None whatsoever. Now, in yesterday's video, we told you that we had gotten information about an incident in Negril at a place named Little Haiti. We told you that we'd be getting further information and update this story. It took place yesterday, Sunday, November 14th, 2021, almost 2 a.m. It took place in the Namprel Road area of Negril in the parish of Westmoreland. Our information is that residents of the area, an area named Little Haiti, they reportedly heard loud explosions sounding like gunshots. As a result, the police were called. When the police went on the scene, they saw the body of a man. This man, we are learning that his name is Wayne. We have not yet ascertained his surname, or the police is still trying to find out his surname, but he was popularly called Bulby. He's said to be in his mid or late 30s. Bulby, he scales fish at the fish market in Negril. He lives at the same address, Namprel Road in Negril in the parish of Westmoreland. Now, when the police went on the scene, they stumbled upon the lifeless body of Bulby. He was lying in the front of a gate at the side of the main road. Bulby, he had gunshot wounds to his head and his upper body. A boardhouse belonging to Bulby, it was also seen on fire. The fire department, they were contacted, and when they arrived on the scene, they were only able to do cooling down operations. Bulby, he was taken to the Savanna-la-mar hospital, where he was officially pronounced DEAD. Now, our information is that when this crime scene was processed, 3 9mm spent shells were recovered from the scene. We are doing some digging. Yes, we are getting some information. But you know how we do things already. We have to cross all of the T's and dot all of the I's. So we are trying to verify a few things. If and when the information that we are getting is verified, we will be coming back to you with an update in this story. So you can stand by for that one. Have you hit on the like button as yet? If you have not yet done so, remember to hit on the like button. Now, in this next story, this one took place at the People's Arcade in Montego Bay in the parish of St. James. It took place minutes after 4 a.m. on Saturday, November 13th, 2021. Our information is that a man, his name is Mr. Robert Erskine. Robert, he was 34 years old and he's a soup vendor. He lived at Granville in the parish of St. James. Now, Robert, he operated a shop in the People's Arcade. Robert is a well-known soup vendor. So, early in the mornings, he would get up and cook his soup. After cooking his soup, he pushed out his cart on the street to sell his soup. So, like Robert normally do, he got up early Saturday morning and was preparing his soup, when our information is that he was attacked by at least 2 hoodlums. They brandished guns and opened fire at Robert. Robert, he ran off, and the hoodlums, they made good their escape on foot in the area. Robert, he was shot, so he didn't go too far. He fell in the Montego Bay Transport Center. The police, who were at the Barnett Street Police Station, which is nearby, they heard the loud explosions and went to investigate. They went into the Mobile Transport Center, where they saw Robert lying face down. He had gunshot wounds to his head and his upper body. Robert, he was taken to the Cornwall Regional Hospital, where he was officially pronounced DEAD. Now, Our information is that when this crime scene was processed, 15 9mm spent shells were recovered from the scene. So, we don't know why Robert was targeted, but these hoodlums, they came for him, and they ensured that they gave Robert enough bullets so that was the end of the road for him. The mayhem. Now, if you are here and you have been watching this video so far, if you have not yet done so, remember to hit on the like button. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, we are now over 45,000 subscribers. We are hoping that within the next 40 days, yes, before Christmas, we'll be at 50,000 subscribers. Because the plan is to give away 50,000 Jamaican dollars plus more. You, yes you might be one of the lucky winners. So if you have not yet subscribed, remember to hit on the subscribe button, as also hit on the notification bell, so that as soon as we have uploaded a new video, you will be notified. And remember, tell a friend to tell a friend. Now, in the final story for today, in yesterday's video, 4 persons were taken out in this foolishness. In the first incident, Akeem Bradbury, otherwise called Ratsy or Paparazzi, he was taken out. A female named Andrika Smith, she was in her house. She too was taken out. Moments later, Okedan, he was taken out on Darling Street. And in the night, Satan, he was sitting in his house when he was taken out. Now, early yesterday morning, hoodlums strike again. Hoodlums went to Seaton Crescent in Savanna-la-mar in the parish of Westmoreland. They went there yesterday morning, Sunday, November 14th, 2021, almost 3 o'clock. Now, the man that you're seeing on your screen, his name is Mark James. He was popularly known as BECKAM. He's 30 years old and he lived at Seaton Crescent in Savanna-la-mar in the parish of Westmoreland. Our information is that BECKAM, he was asleep inside of his house. Other relatives were in other rooms in the house when we are told that 4 men, they were armed with M16 rifles and 9mm pistols. They kicked open the door to a room occupied by one of BECKAM's relatives. The hoodlums, they entered the room and asked for BECKAM's brother. The relatives responded, and the hoodlums, they came back out of that room. By this time, BECKAM would have heard the commotion, and he was now wide awake. So he got up and picked up a machete. The hoodlums, they went to the room that BECKAM occupied and they kicked open the door. They entered the room and instructed BECKAM to drop the machete. He dropped it. They then asked him his name. BECKAM responded, and we are not sure what happened after. But a struggle ensued between BECKAM and one of the gunmen. 2 of the gunmen, they opened fire on BECKAM. BECKAM was hit multiple times in his head and his upper body. The 4 hoodlums, they then made good their escape on foot in the area. The police were called, and BECKAM, he was seen lying in his room, face down. He had gunshot wounds, like we said, to his head and his upper body. BECKAM was transported to the Savanna-la-mar hospital, where he was officially pronounced DEAD. Now, our information is that when this crime scene was processed, 3 9mm spent shells and 2 M16 spent shells were recovered from the scene. This, like we said, is a reprisal for one of the shootings that took place the day before. Let's hope that this state of emergency will at least cauterize what is happening, because it cannot continue so for long. It cannot. The kids who live in these areas Can you imagine what they are going through? Can you imagine they get up every day and they see guys with big guns? And not only guys with big guns, but shots firing. They have to be hiding under bed bottom and all these things. The mayhem continues. Blessed love, everybody.